Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bill Gray's Regional Iceplex as we have a U-16 matchup here in the JWHL between the North American Hockey Academy and the Chicago Young Americans. I'm Colin Friday, and I hope you've been listening for the length of the day. We've had some pretty good games thus far. We've had some overtime games. We've had some nail-biters, and it really can't get any better than that. And when we're looking at two teams here who have just played really, really well as of late, I mean, North American Hockey Academy, NAHA, has always been a pretty good team. Them and Washington Pride, of course, the two benefactors that essentially run the league as a whole with their funds. But, you know, some good opportunities to showcase some players, even some players at the U-16 level who are already committed to schools. Of course, Ellie Markovsky and Brooke Munger of North American Hockey Academy. Munger is, of course, committed to Mercyhurst and Markovsky to Robert Morris. And it's always wondrous when you get to see players like this committed at such a young age. And I got an opportunity to look at the North American Hockey Academy U-19 team. 12 college commits on that roster. And you can't get much better than that. And they actually got a run for their money playing earlier. So we'll see what happens in this game. Of course, 17-minute periods here for the U-16 teams. U-19 sits at 20 minutes, just a little bit longer. And we got a refereeing staff out here, of course, using USA Hockey rules. Always a decent crew. Of course, a broadcaster for later broadcast, Craig Brisky, a USA Hockey official himself. He'll be refereeing some of these games. And when we look out at the starting lineups here, let's look at the starting netminders. For the Winterhawks, it'll be Anna Van Herky will be in net starting for them. And at the far end, it'll most likely be Hurdle will be starting in net for the Chicago Young Americans. We're just about ready to get started here. An interesting thought. The Winterhawks do not have names on the back of their jerseys. Chicago Young Americans do, and I've kind of seen the difference between these two uniforms thus far. And we're off and away. It's the Young Americans breaking in here. Comes back the other way. It's Brunner. Brings this one on. Tries to fire it towards the net. Eventually just rumbles it along the boards. That one's drifted back in by Prive. And this one's brought in by the Chicago Young Americans. Bringing it over center is Magoo. She tries to move it on a little further. Is taken down there by Metler. Is held along the boards. Magoo works with it now. Sends it forward. At least out as far as center where the Young Americans will pick it up. It's McCarty now. McCarty dumps it in deep. It's collected there by Slate. And she'll deflect that one out with the help of Godfrey. And a chilly day and a chilly rink here in Rochester, New York. Outside temperatures at about 4. Currently, wind chill around negative 24. It's the Winterhawks moving with the puck now. Gallagher tries to move this one forward. Sends it to the empty wing, where Mascanas will pick up the puck there for the Young Americans. They'll try and move forward here. Drop this one. It's Godfrey. Tries to push it on a little bit further ahead, but turns it right over to Gallagher. She works with it here. Tosses it even further to Anthony. It's taken off of her, though, by Mascanas. This one's fired ahead, but thrown right into the grasp of Munger. Gallagher. And this one's dropped forward. racing in. First one's two, it's going to be Joshi. And one forced forward by Ross. It's eventually chased down by Ridge. And they're doing their best to move forward here. Pinned along the near side boards. And the Winterhawks will collect this one. It's Munger with the puck now. Leaves it behind for Joshi. She tries to pop it forward, gets it up to Ross. Ross trying to move along the boards. This one pops up and out of play. A little over 14 minutes left to go here in the first period. It's Brunner in to take the face-off here against Rikoski. Young Americans trying to bring this one into the zone. Can't quite do it. It's Brunner bringing it the other way. Takes a shot on net. That one's saved by Hurdle. This one drops back. It's Markovsky with the puck there. Or excuse me, Slate. Hands it on ahead to Vassar. Trying to work it forward here are the Young Americans. It's McCarty with the puck. Deeps through a couple of people. Loses the puck right up against the board. She has it down low. Is pinned there. Trying to move the puck out are a number of people from both teams. Legou hands this one over to Gallagher. Gallagher tries to push it forward, sends it all the way down the ice, icing the call. And to take the face-off here is Devine. Had a very good first game today. And McCoo comes in here, takes a shot. That one's deflected wide. Cooper sends this one down. Bounces off of Gallagher on the way out. And it will have to be recollected by the Young Americans. It's taken off of them, though. And eventually covered by Hurdle. All tied up, 0-0 here. A little under 13 minutes in. Anthony in to take the face-off for the Winterhawks. Matching up with Devine. Young Americans win this one away. It's Ridge. Hands it around the boards to Mascanas. She tries to move it forward. Battling there in the near side corner with a number of people. And this one sent on up. Young Americans trying to make something happen here. This one's pushed forward by Millens. And the Winterhawks come away with it. This one's drifted around by Cassio, trying to get it out of the zone. Makes its way through Ridge, but Devine will throw this one in deep. So Cassio is forced to recollect here. She tries to spring Skabinski, but it's taken off of her. This one's thrown in deep. Grabowski gets run along the boards there. And this one's thrown back down low. Into chase after it. Grabowski. She'll take this one away and throw it right out in front. Wowland had an opportunity there. Couldn't bury it. Wowland, the thorn in the side of the defense for the Winterhawks. Going out to the point. Ridge hands it over to Godfrey. Godfrey sends this one out in front, and Wowland can't bury it home. Works along. Carr collects this one. The Young Americans having a little bit of energy here. Godfrey holds on to this one. This one's taken away, though, by the Winterhawks. Trying to make it back the other way. The Young Americans recollect, though, before they are forced to move forward. Coming on in are the Young Americans. Grabowski takes a shot on net. That one goes wide. Johnson picks it up here. Sends it out in front. Chad Rukoski. Rukoski sends it down. Oh, and they were trying to match it up with Johnson out in front, and they couldn't quite do it. Young Americans turn this one over to Joshi. She spins around, trying to get a shot on net. Can't quite do it. It'll drift behind the net. Johnson knocks this one forward. At least out of the zone, but Vassar works from there. It's the Young Americans moving with it now. Send it down. There's going to be no penalty here. And the referee, a little bit of miscommunication there. They thought it would be. Back referee thought he had his arm up for icing. Actually a penalty. It's going to be Joshi going to the box. Interference for 2 minutes. And the Chicago Young Americans are going to have an opportunity here to go on the power play. And a little bit of laugh there, shared between the referees. Devine in to take the face-off here against Anthony. This one pops on out to McCarty, to Simon. McCarty tries to send it down low to Devine. Eventually gets it to her. Gets down one more to Millens. McCarty over to Simon. She takes a shot that one's deflected wide. Millens up to McCarty. She takes another slap shot. That one's deflected wide as well. Simon sends it down low. Devine chasing. It's eventually lifted up and out of danger, at least for a moment. McCarty with the puck now. Hands this one up to McCoo. Over to Devine. She takes a shot, drives that one in front, and it's deflected just to the right of the net. It's Simon with the puck now. She takes a slap shot. That one goes high and wide. And the Young Americans doing everything but hitting the net. And this one's knocked in. Shorthanded opportunity here. Prevey throws it on net. 42 seconds left on the penalty to Joshi. Working with it here at the Young Americans. Bringing it over center. It's McCarty. She recollects her own dumping. Has it behind the opposing end line. Leaves it there for Simon. She throws it out in front. And Wowland digging away on the doorstep. And that one's covered up by Van Herky. Gives a little shove after the net. Wowland tries to win this faceoff away. Can't quite do it. 10 seconds left on the power play here for the Young Americans. They'll collect in their own zone. It's Carr. Thinks to start the breakout. Penalty over. Everyone at even strength now. Carfanini tries to push this one forward. It's tied up here along the near side boards, chasing after it. Gallagher. She runs into Moscanis in the near side corner, and it comes back the other way. The Young Americans bringing it over center into the offensive zone. It's Godfrey. Thinks about what she wants to do with it. Hands it over to Grabowski. And it's left here. Munger tries to throw it out, but it's kept in by Moscanis. And then eventually Grabowski. She takes a shot on net and scores! Janelle Grabowski makes it 1-0 Chicago Young Americans. With 6 minutes and 36 seconds left here in the first period, we have a 1-0 game as Janelle Grabowski keeps the puck in at the blue line, just drifts in and snipes one on goaltender Van Herky. And the referee not very happy with the way that one went. They'll try it again at center. Slate has this one, hands it over to Metler. Coming back the other way now are the Winterhawks. This one's drifted around. Winterhawks have it behind the Young Americans' net. Pushing and shoving after the whistle there. This is clearly a game that could get chippy fast. Drifting in to take the face-off here is Brunner. Brunner hands this one back, and that's a shot that goes just wide of the net. The Winterhawks circling here. It's Prive. She throws one out front, and there's going to be a stoppage as the net was off its moorings. So they will have to recollect the puck. Face-off going to be inside. Violent in to take the face-off against Brunner. This one's pushed up to the point and not kept in. But it's brought right back in by Prive. Tries to take a shot on net. That one's blocked down. Working on moving it further. Young Americans bring it over center. Does a couple of moves. Millens trying to get a shot on net. Didn't really have an opportunity there. Brings it behind the opposing net. McCoo knocks this one forward. Kind of trips over her own feet. There will be no call there. Vassar hands this over to Gallagher. She takes a shot on net. That one's saved by Hurdle. This one's chased down by Simon. She tries to knock this one out. Hands it around the boards to McCarty. She tries to handle along the near side boards, and it's knocked out, at least for a second. Young Americans trying to get this one out of the zone. Chippiness continues. Bonifacio with the puck now. Dumps this one in. Goes to the bench obediently for a change. It's the Young Americans coming back the other way. Trying to get this one through. No ice there. And onsides. It's Munger with the puck. Munger throws this one off the boards. Godfrey taken down there. Letting them play. It's Grabowski with the puck. Tries to force it further with the help of Rikoski. She sends it down low and will chase in after it. Munger the first one to the puck, though, for the Winterhawks. She'll throw it along the boards to Cooper. Cooper will knock it further. Eventually, it's taken on by Skabinski, and she'll dump it in even deeper. Young Americans will have to go behind their own net to collect this one. It's knocked forward by Rikoski. Out to the point to Joshi. It's Anthony now with the puck for the Winterhawks, battling along the boards alongside Joshi. Eventually, it's knocked right out onto the stick of Ross. She takes a shot. That one's saved, though, by Hurdle. Young Americans pulling this one out of their own zone. Bringing it over center and into the offensive zone. Godfrey takes a shot. Devine right around the net. And some words exchanged there. Fans calling for a penalty or something of the sort. Devine in to take the face-off here against Brunner. Brunner wins this one back, specifically to Metler. Metler hands it over to Brunner. And this one will be chased down by Prive. Her and Ridge going into the defensive zone for the Young Americans. Prive with the puck now. Loses that one, coughs it up, and it'll try and come back the other way. It's the Young Americans trying to force this one forward. Tied up along the near side boards. It's Ridge in after it. In the near side corner. Gets tied up. Anthony in after that one. Tries to throw it out into the slot. Can't quite do it. Held below the goal line. In the Chicago Young Americans zone. It's Ridge with the puck now. Tries to throw this one forward. To no one in particular. Slade will pick it up. Sends it over to Ross, who will dump it in deep and make a full sail change for her team. The Young Americans push this one forward. Carr trying to get in the way of that one. Wowland tries to move it forward. But a connection there, though, from Bonifacio. Eventually makes its way back. Cassio with the puck now. Brings it behind her own net. Trying to start a breakout here. Throws it up. Again, to no one in particular. Simon picks up the puck here. Hands it over to McCarty. McCarty in after this one. Coming forward now is Vassar. Vassar looking to get a shot on. Gets one that goes just wide. It's picked up by the Young Americans, though. Millens hands it over to McCarty. Over to Simon. Simon tries to put it forward, almost intercepted there. But now McCarty moves with it. Sends it forward. Young Americans offside. Eventually Munger will pick it up. Dump it in. Right off the referee. So it won't go far. Anthony with the puck. It's taken away by Millens. Sent around the boards to McCarty. McCoo challenging here. Pushes this one forward. Sends this down. Munger's going to be the first one to the puck. McCoo just behind, and that will be the end of the first period here. Fans fired up. And not really. Fans asking about warmth. Not much warmth here. Outside temperatures at about 4 degrees. Negative 24 degree wind chill. Just a 1-0 lead here currently for the Young Americans. And a lead to be happy with going into the second period. Another 17 minutes on the clock. Of course, North American Hockey Academy wearing their white, blue, and red striped jerseys, home jerseys. And the Chicago Young Americans wearing their blue with red and white trim and red stars away jerseys. A jersey very similar to those worn by the Tri-City Americans of, I believe, the OHL. Don't quote me on that, though. Divine in to take the face-off here. Young Americans skating right to left. Brought in, and a shot right there by Prive. A lot of energy right off the bat here. Brunner throws this one to the front of the net. Comes up to the point. It's Slate. She takes a shot. That one bounces off a couple of people. Bounces right over Slate's stick as it pops right back out. Grabowski right in after her. Blows the tire. Is Brunner with the puck now. Brings it over center into the offensive zone. Takes a shot. That one's blocked away by Simon. Simon trying to decide what to do with it here. Rumbles it around the boards to McCarty. Simon has the puck here as it falls to her. Tries to throw it along the boards. It's taken away, though, and brought on by Gallagher, bringing it into the offensive zone. Gallagher drops this one back. Whether she wanted to or not is a different story. And eventually finds his way to Simon. Simon trying to think about what she wants to do. Hands it up to Grabowski. Bops right over her stick and right over Godfrey's. So it will end up in the hands of the opponent. They dump it in. McCarty collects it. Brings it around. Grabowski trying to get this puck out here with the help of Simon. Eventually it's Godfrey who just knocks it on a little bit further. And it's chased down by Bonifacio. And right into the doorway, the open doorway, goes Bonifacio. Some others might consider it boarding, but it just seemed like an honest mistake. And everyone's all right. Some complaints from the coach of the North American Hockey Academy Winterhawks, complaining that the door was open, as it would be during a change. Referee having a discussion with him too, but we'll start, says the other referee. Munger hands this one around to Gallagher. She tries to move it forward. Can't quite do it. Millens with the puck here. Flips that one over the top of the net. Comes around to Ridge. Battling for it there is Ridge. And Sato. And eventually, this one's moved in, and an opportunity there right out in front for the Young Americans. McCoo couldn't quite get her stick on it. Coming back the other way now are the Winterhawks. It's collected here by Sato. Trying to decide what she wants to do. Takes a shot. That one's saved by Hurdle. And has pushed on up. McCoo with the puck now. She tries to push this one further to Millens. Eventually does. Millens throws this one on net. That one's covered up by Van Herky. We'll get a stoppage, and everyone will take a deep breath. About 14 and a half minutes left here in the second period. 1-0 the score. Chicago Young Americans lead, thanks to a goal by Janelle Grabowski. Young Americans send one right in front of the net. No opportunity there, though. McCarty drops this one in deeper. Chased down by Johnson. It pops around. Slate trying to be the first one to the puck. She is. It comes along the boards. This one's sent a little bit further. Mascanis pushes this one forward. She has the puck here. decides she wants to send it to the empty wing. It's a Carfanini. This one's sent in deep by the Winterhawks. Mascanis is the first one to it. Can't quite handle it. Skabinski will pick it up before it's taken off of her by that same Mascanis. McCarty will pick it up here behind her own net, or attempt to at the very least at the start. Eventually she'll come away with it. Brings it out of her own zone and over center, even into the offensive zone. And she'll try and swing towards the net, and Van Herky will just slam down her glove over that one. Defensive zone face-off for the Winterhawks. The Young Americans knocking on the doorstep once again. Bringing it out here. It's Godfrey. But she'll lose that puck. Right to the Winterhawks. It's Prive. Takes a shot. She gets another opportunity, and that one's a glove save by Hurdle. And Hurdle just getting the glove out on the second chance opportunity. A great save by her. Devine in to take the face off here, the captain. She loses that one, but it will eventually find its way to Simon. Simon circles around. She has Carr, but misses her. And it's picked up here by Prive. Sends this one right over to Brunner, I believe. Vassar. And that one's covered up, even though it was still a little bit loose and ended up in the back of the net afterwards. Whistle blown. Crisis averted. Wachowski in to take the face-off here against Brunner. She'll win this one. Back to McCarty. McCarty elects to take this one herself. She did have the outlet pass to Ridge. Trying to move this one forward. It's Millens. That one's taken away from her, though, and chased down by Vassar. Vassar gets labeled off along the boards by Ridge. They say play on. Cassio with the puck now. Almost loses it to Bonifacio. And it'll come back the other way for the Winterhawks. Vassar with the puck now. She takes a shot. That one goes just wide. Millens sends this one ahead to Rakoski. McCoo tries to get a shot on that. Can't quite do it. The Winterhawks trying to recollect their thoughts. McCarty sends this one over to Ridge. Ridge has a decent amount of time before she has to do anything, but she'll eventually get it over to Weiland, and they will say she was offsides. So it will come outside the zone. With about 11 and a half minutes left on the clock here. 1-0 Chicago Young Americans here over the NAHA Winterhawks. It's Mascanis, hands it over to Simon. She'll try and connect with Weiland. They'll say no icing, though they probably could have gone either way. Johnson with the puck here. Throws it out into the slot. She didn't really have anyone there. Coming back the other way now. It's Gallagher. Gallagher tries to take a shot, or try and needle it to Legou. She was able to do neither. Joshi going in after this one. She's tracked down by Carfanini. Carfanini tries to move this one a little bit further down. Out to Simon. Simon throws this one, a deflection there in front for a second, and eventually finds its way to a Winterhawks defenseman. We'll try and move it forward. Mascanis. Over to Simon. Wowant tips this one. It'll go down the ice. They will rule that Munger would have been able to touch that one. Back out to the point to Simon. Simon thinks about shooting about it. Decides against it. It's taken here by Devine. Decides to take a shot on net. That's easily saved by Van Herky. She had her teammate open, but elected to take the shot herself. This one's won back to Carr. And then trapped along the far side boards. But up ahead comes Skabinski. And they're going to say this one was offsides. They say Sato got there just a little bit too soon. So this player will come outside the zone. McCarty tries to bring this one in, or excuse me, it's not trying to bring this one in. It is Sato who tries to bring this one in, but McCarty holds her up, causing another offsides. Devine in to take the face off here. She's up against Anthony. This one's taken back by Slate. Hands it over to Sato, trying to get it forward. Young Americans trying to make their way in here. It's picked up by the Winterhawks. Find their own net. This one flows right back out into the slot. No opportunity here. Couple saves being made by Van Herky. And just madness in front of the net before they blow the play dead. And I do not believe that puck ended up in there. And the referees here would concur. Rakoski in to take the face off here. She'll be going up against Brunner. Brunner wins this one back. The Winterhawks try and bring this one out of their own zone, but they'll turn it right over to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy puts this one forward to Grabowski. She throws one on net. That one drifts just wide. Trying to work with it here is Grabowski. This one's merged forward by Brunner. She tries to get in, but she's tangled up, so she can't get it any further. Simon working with the puck here. Grabowski hands it up to Godfrey. She brings it into the zone. Godfrey tries to get a pass or a shot off here. She's just directed to the boards and held there. Bonifacio and Brunner digging for the puck for the Winterhawks. This one comes back to the point. O'Shaughnessy dumps this one in deep once again. Players continuing to dig for it below the opposing goal line. Makes his way around up to the point to O'Shaughnessy, over to Simon. She thinks about taking a slap shot, does like a half slap shot, half pass. That one doesn't go anywhere. And knocked down here was a player, and the Winterhawks will just dump this one in deeper. O'Shaughnessy with the puck here. Leaves it behind just for a second. I don't think she meant to do that. And they'll say this one was onside. Munger, first one to it. Hands it over to Joshi. Around the boards, back to Munger. Munger trying to stretch pass out to, I believe that's Vassar. And this one's held along the boards by Munger. She tries to force it forward. That one goes out of play. And goaltender Grace Kazorik gets a little action on the bench, trying to catch that puck. Young Americans trying to move forward here. Get it taken away from them. It's Anthony. Young Americans send one right through the crease, but there was no one there. It's Vassar with the puck now. Hands it over to Gallagher. Gallagher tries to send it even further down low, and McCoo will just drift this one down the ice. It wobbles a little bit, though, so it won't go for icing. Metler picks up the puck for the Winterhawks. And this one drifts right out in front, bounces off a couple of feet. The Winterhawks try and get this one out. They successfully get it out of the zone, but it comes right to the Young Americans. McCarty with the puck now. Thinks about giving it to Mascanis, decides against it. Slate sends this one up. No icing here. They're going to rule that it was touched, or could have been touched. And Vassar's in after it. Chasing in as well as Anthony, with the help of Skibinski. And this one, on the other hand, will go down for icing. This one will be handed off. Referee to referee. Only a 2-man system here as opposed to the 3- and 4-man systems you see in most leagues. Bonifacio takes a shot. That one's just bobbling around in front. Hurdle didn't know where that one was. Johnson sends this one ahead. Devine moving forward. She's needled off the puck, though. Bonifacio puts this one forward. Eventually finds his way back to Casio. She tries to sweep it up to Legou. Legou sends this one forward. In after it is Ridge. And that one's taken away by Skibinski. Has it in the far side corner in the Young Americans' defensive end. In after this one is Joshi, being a thorn in the side of the defenders for the Young Americans. Carfanini gets the puck taken off of her by Joshi, and it comes over to Munger. It's kept in here by Carr. This one's drifted out in front. A couple players go spiraling down. And Bridge will pick this puck up. Harassed there by Sato. And they'll come back the other way. It's Joshi with the puck now. Takes a shot. That one's knocked down by the hand of Carr and covered up by Hurdle. Just a little over 4 minutes left to go here in the second period. Young Americans lead 1-0. Weiland wins this face-off back to Simon. Simon sends it along the boards. It's Grabowski with the puck now. Sends it across to Godfrey. Godfrey streaking in. Comes away with the puck. And that one goes right out in front and is deflected away. This one's pushed further. And a shot there by Grabowski, and it's loose in front. And there's a little bit of chaos, and the net comes off its moorings. And it'll take a second to readjust the net here. 3:48 here, left in the second period.
At the end of the period, I'll just turn your volume down.
Devine here. Wins it back to Simon. Gets tangled up there. Young Americans trying to keep this one in the zone. Can't quite do it. McCarty will be the first one to the puck, though. She'll try and spring McCoo. McCoo gets it taken off of her, though, and pushed a little further by Gallagher. This puck ends up with Anthony, and she couldn't quite settle it down to get a shot off there. Picked up by Simon in the near side corner. Hands it around to McCarty along the end boards. Comes up to Mettler. And a shot here, and that one deflects up and into the netting. And Hurdle will just cover this one up as it's won all the way back to her. It's Rakoski in to take this face-off, wins it. Hands it over to Godfrey. Godfrey coming forward. Thinks about taking a shot. Sides against it as she's met with a poke check. With the puck here is Carr. Brings it behind her own net. Tries to swing it up the boards to Grabowski. But it's a little too hot for her to handle, so she'll have to cough that one up. Same thing occurs the other way. Moscanos with the puck now. Blows the tire. Hands it over to Carr. Carr gets upended right into the boards. No call-up coming. Battling back and forth. Carr pulls this puck away. And a good amount of bodying going on here. Bonifacio with the puck now. Hands it along the boards. Towards Skabinski as she'll push it forward. Needled off though by Carr. Carr sends this one forward as far as Munger. Coming in. Rakoski takes a shot on net. That one's saved though by Van Herky. This one needled up. The far side corner. Less than a minute and a half to go. It's Vassar with the puck. Brings it behind the opposing net. Does a little move. Blows the tire. This one finds its way to Godfrey, or at least into the feet of Godfrey for a second, and there will be a penalty. It will be a tripping call, and it will go against Chicago. Number 25, Caitlin McCarty, getting the call there. And the Winterhawks will go on the power play for the last minute and 9 seconds of this period and 51 seconds next period. Devine in to take the face-off for Chicago. This one's won away by Brunner. Brunner won it back to Mettler. Mettler works it forward to Prive. Hands it over to Slate. Slate takes a shot. That one bounces just wide. Brunner hands it up to Mettler. Mettler keeps this one in. Over to Brunner. Brunner trying to get this one. Slate takes a shot. That one bounces up and in. Slate takes a shot and scores as that one deflects off about 3 people. And Hurdle didn't even have a chance. And it's all tied up at 1. And the power play for the Winterhawks strikes home, brings this game tied with 46.6 seconds left in the second period. Of course, the long second intermission coming up very shortly. Carr with the puck now. Tries to force this one forward. Can't quite do it. This is a knuckle puck. Sent in deep by the Winterhawks. Brunner goes after it. It's handed around to Carfanini. Aaron Rikoski works this one in deep. Not a lot of time left here for them to work. Less than 15 seconds. The young Americans. Mascanis takes a shot. That one won't go. 5 seconds left to go, and this one gets tied up along the boards. And that'll be the end of the second period. That's all we really have for you here in the second period. Just a reminder, though, that if you're enjoying listening to the Junior Women's Hockey League, feel free to go to the website jwhl.org. We'll be broadcasting all the games this weekend on there. And if you'd like to look at, the greatest hits collection or any other games, feel free to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, as we can use that to continue bringing you the best of junior women's hockey. We'll be back in a bit.
No, that's all right. Yeah. They don't have it on there yet. Yeah.
And welcome back, everyone, to Bill Gray's Regional Iceplex here in Rochester, New York. You're listening to the NAHA Winterhawks take on the Chicago Young Americans. Just about ready to take the ice here, / are taking the ice currently, as the beginning of the third period awaits us. 17 minutes already on the clock, as they do play 17-minute periods here at the U-16 level as opposed to the 20 played at the U-19 level. And everybody's just about ready to go. Everybody's very cold. Fans return to their spots along the boards below my lookout here. And temperatures outside around 3 to 4 degrees. Negative 24 with wind chill was the latest we have heard from the outside. It is assuming the snow has continued to fall. And everyone inside the rink is surely cold. And we've got ourselves a game. It's a 1-to-1 game coming here into the third period. 1 period left. And if they cannot find a victor after that, there will be 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime. And after that, well, they just say it's a tie. And everybody goes home moderately happy. It'll be Brunner in to take the face-off here against Devine. Brunner needs to recollect herself. Possibly attach her chin strap, I'm assuming. So the game will halt for that. Needing assistance from her teammate Vassar. Or sorry, excuse me, not Vassar, Cooper. And here we go. We're away. And this one's knocked on in by Grabowski. Furthered out by Slate. Brought on further by Cooper. A shot on net there. That one bounces off the boards and nailed into the back of the boards. There's going to be a penalty here. And it's going to be an elbow. And this one's going to go against the Young Americans. And making her way to the box for the second time tonight is Caitlin McCarty. And the Winterhawks will have an opportunity here on the power play. Last time they were on the power play, they scored, tying the game up. It is assumed they hope to keep that percentage the same at 1-0-0. And there's a stoppage here. Net off its moorings, maybe, supposedly. Needs an adjustment by the referee. He was not happy with it. Perhaps he will break out a level. Still adjusting over there. It seems he's satisfied, so maybe the game will get underway now. Brunner. And to take the face-off once again against Devine. Brunner wins it back to the point, where Metler takes a shot. That one's blocked away, though. Back out to the point, to Slate. Over to Metler. Metler, back to Slate. Thinks about it, takes a shot. That one goes just wide of the net. Bounces around to Brunner. Brunner has this one. Hands it on to Prive. Back to Brunner. Leaves it behind for Slate. Slate thinks about it, does a little deke, shoots one, and that one's blocked away. Slate with the puck again. Drops it behind for Brunner. Looks, she has Metler at the point. Decides against it. Sends it around to Prive. And eventually the Young Americans will push this one out, or attempt to. They'll pick it up here and dump it all the way down the ice to kill some more time off this penalty to one of their better defensemen, McCarty. 1 minute left to go on the penalty kill here. Young Americans playing a strong penalty kill, not giving up a ton of opportunities. Anthony with the puck now. Drops it behind for Sato. Young Americans try and swift this one out. Can't quite do it. It's Bonifacio who tries to move this one further. Eventually, Sato hands it to Anthony. Back up to the point to Bonifacio. Back to Anthony. She tries to slide one across to Casio. Can't quite do it. It's coming back the other way now. Making a move for it. 2-on-1. Grabowski has an opportunity here and can't quite swing that one in. That one's just gobbled up by Van Herky. Working with it here. It's Bonifacio. Pressured by Grabowski. And offsides here are the Chicago Young Americans, as Muku kind of blew a tire and wasn't able to get back to the blue line. About 14 and a half minutes left here in the third period. 1-1 the score. They'll put Rikoski in to take the faceoff. She wins it away. The fans definitely excited. Or one would say the Chicago fans. This one's bopped around. Brought into the offensive zone by NAHA. It's Ridge. Rumbles this one around to Millens. Mascanis has this one. Throws it to the empty wing, and this one's knocked on just a little bit further. It's Muku with the puck now. A turnover, though. It goes back the other way. Joshi tries to light this one up to Ross. This one's knocked on forward. It's Millens with the puck. She takes a shot. That one's a knuckler, and that one's saved by the glove of Van Herky. Coming back the other way now. It's Munger. Tries to spring Legou. Couldn't quite do it. This one's knocked forward. Carfanini tries to knock this one forward. But the Young Americans get caught in a bit of a bind, and they'll bailed out by an offsides call. Devine in to take the face off here. Doesn't quite win it. It's Brunner who does. Metler with the puck. Throws it off Brunner and ahead. Devine chases down this one. Right up against Slate. It's Godfrey trying to get further with this one. It's knocked off of Brunner's stick and pushed forward. Pushing this one forward is McCarty. McCarty lifts the stick here of someone. The Chicago faithful upset over a non-call. This one's icing. It'll come on down. Referee giving an explanation to the Chicago faithful. And the game goes on. This face-off's won by the Young Americans. Casio with the puck here. Bumbling with it along the boards. Poulos is in there along with Rakowski. Her and Poulos battling there. This one eventually makes its way out. It's Gallagher. She blows the tire but is able to dump that one as far in as possible. Ridge gets to it first. Tries to dump it around the boards. Can't quite do that, so she'll bring it behind her own net. Dumps it along the near side boards. This one's thrown in by Bonifacio. And a little bit of madness in front of the net. But that's all right because it's cleared away. Carr with the puck now. Brings it out of her own zone. And over center. Into the offensive zone. They'll say that one was offsides. Violent in to take the face off here with Mills. This one's pushed forward. Munger's going to be the first one to it. No icing. As they say, she could probably have gotten to that one. Mascanas rumbles this one along the boards. In her after it is McCoo. She's trying to come away with the puck here. Gets pinned along the boards, and it's inside people's feet. McCoo kicks this one away. Can't quite get her stick out. It's all right, though, as the Young Americans managed to keep this one in. This one's knocked forward. This time by Weiland. Coming in. Weiland takes a shot, and that one goes right into the chest protector of Van Herkie. Fastest chest protector in the league. About 10.5 minutes left here in the third period. Brunner in to take the face off here. Wins that one. Launches it out of her own zone. McCarty will collect it in her own zone. Try and throw it along the boards up to Johnson. That one's swiped away from her, though, by Brunner. McCarty has it now. Will decide what she wants to do with it. She'll take it herself. Brings it out of her own zone, over center, and into the offensive zone. She'll cough up the puck right there, though, right to Brunner. Brunner will give it to Prive, coming the other way. Comes up to the point to Mettler. Mettler hands it over to Slate. Slate takes a slap shot, and that one is covered by Hurdle. Young Americans win this face-off away. They'll go in after it. It's tied up along the far side boards. Brunner working with it here. Or excuse me, not Brunner, Anthony. Coming back the other way now, though. It's Godfrey. Godfrey does a strange little move. Goes onside, then offsides. That's all right, though, because the Young Americans continue to work with it here. It's Ridge with the puck. Takes a slap shot. That one's deflected up into the netting, out of play. And we'll get a short break. Rakoski in now. Grabowski, excuse me, takes a shot on that. Goes just wide. She's there to her own rebound. Takes a shot. Gets kind of turned on her buttocks. And the puck will fly out of the zone. McCarty has the puck now. Brings it over center. And into the offensive zone. Takes a shot. That one goes just wide of the net. And it's held in for a second there by Grabowski. She takes a shot on that. That one's deflected off the foot of Bonifacio. Coming back the other way now is Anthony. She's tied up, though, by Godfrey. And it's sent down the ice. Simon, first one to it. But pushed off and muscled off the puck there by Vassar. Working the other way now. Godfrey hands it to no one in particular. Joshua with the puck now. Tries to force it forward. Can't quite do it. She's met hand in hand by the defense of Chicago. Working forward here. Grabowski moves this one over. This one's pushed even further forward. It's Joshua with it now. Hands it over to Cooper. Cooper with the puck. She takes a shot. That one's gloved down by Hurdle. We all take a deep breath with a little under 8 minutes left to go here in the third period. Decently past halfway here. Still tied up 1-1. Devine in to take the face off here. She's going up against Brunner. This one's one back. Slate tries to hand it down to Sato. Can't quite get it to her. So they'll try again. Hand it up. Just right off the stick of McCoo. McCoo steals this one away from Slate. McCoo sends it out in front. She almost had Millens. It's Brunner the other way. Hands it over to Sato. The Young Americans will have to try and make their way out with this one. Can't quite do it. Turn it right over. Metler down to Brunner. Sends it right into the slot. And I believe that was Prive. Couldn't quite get a shot off there. McCoo tries to do a little move to get through Slate. She gets tied up along the boards. Slate tries to rumble it around the backboards. And Metler tries to move this one forward. Devine with the puck now. Devine throws this one over to Millens. Millens tries working it forward. Attempts a bit of a can opener move there on Gallagher, which causes her to cough up the puck. It's Anthony with the puck now. Hands it off to Ridge. Ridge has Carfanini. She tries to move it on a little bit further, but Anthony takes it away from her. Anthony with the puck now. Dumps it in. Ridge will collect. Ridge turns this one over to Gallagher, and this one comes right out in front. But Anthony's not able to get a shot off. Johnson picks up the puck here, brings it over center. Into the offensive zone. Has Carfanini. Bit of a whiff shot there, or whiff pass, excuse me. Ridge puts this one right into the feet of Carfanini. Coming into the zone now is Skabinski. She rumbles that one around to Casio. As the Winterhawks make a change. This one bounces around in the feet of Carr before the Young Americans think they can move it forward. Carfanini with the puck now. Takes a shot. That one's gloved down by Van Herky. And we will get a stoppage with 5 or so minutes left here in the third period. Score tied up 1-1. Rikoski in to take the phase off here against Brunner. Wins this one back. Shot there for a second by Poulos. It's Nelson. Hands this one over to McCarty. As there was a bit of a strange thing there. Munger. And this one bounces around in front. Nelson, it's loose. Makes its way back to Joshi. And this one comes forward now. Brunner with the puck. Dances through a Chicago defenseman. No penalty up. Oh, penalty upcoming. Excuse me. The penalty is going to be a tripping call. This one's going to go against Chicago. It's going to be number 15, Anya Wilden, taking the penalty here. She'll go to the box. And with 4.5 minutes left here in the third period, the Winterhawks will go on the power play. 1 for 2 thus far. This one comes back to the point. Metler hands it over to Slate. Slate down to Prive. Prive gets that one knocked away from her. Slate will recollect at center. Thinks about what she wants to do. She'll carry it herself. And we'll push it a little bit further, but it's taken away there by Chicago. It's Godfrey who moves this one in, but it's taken away from her by Prive. Devine, though, is right there to keep this one out of harm's way. Slate with the puck now. A stretch pass to Sato. She'll take a shot on net that'll go just wide. Brunner will be the first one to it, though, and she'll rumble it back down to Sato. Over to Slate. Back to Sato. Over to Metler. Back to Slate. Slate takes a shot. This one goes high in the air. That one's gloved down like an outfielder by Hurdle. A little under 1 minute left on the penalty kill here for Chicago. 3:20 left here in the third, all tied up at 1. If they cannot finish it here in regulation, 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime is prescribed by the rules. This one's knocked on back. Metler with the puck now. Hands it over to Slate. Bounces right over her stick, so she'll clear it down low. Back up to the point to Slate. Over to Prive. Or excuse me, Gallagher. Trying to work with it below the net. Is a Winterhawk. Up to Slate at the point. Slate hands this one over to Anthony and is picked up by Chicago. McCoo with the puck here. Does a little move. Tries to get around her. There's going to be a penalty here. It's probably going to be a hook. Goalie to the bench. Doesn't even get that far. So 5 seconds of 4-on-4. And it'll be Faith Anthony. Or sorry, excuse me. Kim Slate. Going to the box for hooking. 5 minutes of 4-on-4. And then there will be a 1 minute and 55-second power play for Chicago. Godfrey in to take the faceoff. She loses this one, though. And this one's knocked forward. It's Prive who does a little move. And a nice save there by Hurdle. Extending the legs to make the save. Coming back the other way now. It's Devine. Thinks about what she wants to do. Chicago on the power play now. It's McCarty with the puck. Tries to throw it right out in front. It bounces around. Comes back out to the point. To Grabowski. She throws this one back to Simon. Wasn't quite prepared for it. Down to Godfrey. McCarty battling in front of the net. A nice screen by her. Grabowski. Over to Simon. Simon takes a slap shot. That one's saved by Van Herky. And it comes out as far as center. Where this one's bounced away, it's Prive with the puck now. And she'll look to maybe get an opportunity, and she shoots. That one's blocked. Brunner takes a shot. That one goes just wide. Metler takes a shot. That one's blocked away by Simon. 1 minute left to go on this power play. A little over 1 minute left to go in the game. Godfrey with the puck now. Brings this one forward. She tries to hand it over to Devine. She wasn't paying attention, so it'll drift right by her. Grabowski takes a shot. That one's saved by the mask of Van Herky, and another save by Van Herky. Devine with the puck now. 30 seconds left to go on the power play. 45 in the game. McCarty takes a shot. That one bounces around right in front of the net. It's Brunner. Goes down. There's going to be a penalty here. And McCarty just takes the legs out of Brunner. And she's going to go to the box for a trip. "11 seconds of 4-on-4, followed by 27.6 seconds of regulation power play for the Winterhawks. And then there will be 4-on-3 for a little bit in overtime. But we will see if we get that far. This one's knocked around here. This one's stripped in by McCoo. McCoo trying to take it to the net here. She has a little bit of room. Sends it back up to the point. Working with it here. A shot there. That one goes just wide of the net. Power play now for the Winterhawks. McCoo ties it up along the boards and knocks it back even further with 10 seconds left to go. Here in regulation, Ridge sends it down low, and that'll run out time here in regulation. We'll get a minute 22 of 4v3 overtime, followed by a little bit of 4v4 until a whistle, where it will return to 3v3 overtime. Can you keep track of that? Chicago fans about as ready as they can get for overtime. And in each huddle, you wonder what is being talked about, whether it is strategy or a pep talk before overtime. One might consider that one coach just might simply say, let's do that hockey. The only people who will know, though, the players and the coaches in those huddles. All tied up 1-1 going into overtime here. Someone scores, it's all over. Otherwise, it'll end in a tie. Retaking her net is Van Herky. She has played well in the final minutes, making a number of great saves. At the other end, it is Hurdle, who has had some great saves of her own. The 3 penalty killers for Chicago: Grabowski, Mascanis, and Simon. Brunner, Metler, Slate, and Prive out for the Winterhawks. It's Slate, hands it over to Brunner. Brunner back up to Slate at the point. Spins it around over to Metler. Back over to Slate. Back over to Metler. Thinks about taking a shot. Back to Slate. She does take a shot. That one's saved. And they score! Metler puts one in on a rebound on the power play. And that'll end overtime. And the Winterhawks win 2-1 in overtime. A good game all around, though, by both teams. Goaltenders and all. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for listening in. Feel free, if you're interested in listening to some more JWHL hockey, go to jwhl.org, where we'll be live streaming games for a while. Additionally, you can follow us on YouTube if you want to rewatch this game or any game that has already gone down. Go to youtube.com, search JWHL, and throw us a subscription if you can so we can continue to bring you the best of junior women's hockey. On behalf